Greetings. You came here seeking knowledge, and so you shall have it. Better, right? Okay, so today's topic du jour, as they say, is going to be a little discussion about multi-channel music, aka surround systems, and a couple of favorites, the usual 10 to 12 favorites, just for starters. This could be another one of these part 1 episodes. And so let me just say that I held off for years, like many still do, I suppose. And I figured at one point, because of certain titles that were starting to come out with 5.1 mixes and hearing the raves about certain people that, have a real artistry and or proficiency with the 5.1 surround mix. So I decided to dip my toe into the water, or more accurately, my ears dipped in the water of sound. I have not made the transition from 5.1 to Atmos. I am perfectly fine with having Atmos discs that I understand are 5.1 compatible. Someday, perhaps, I will venture forward in sound and be an aficionado of the full-on Atmos mix and all that it offers. But for now, we're just going to talk about 5.1 and I suppose quad. Now, in the 70s, a couple of albums, a bunch of albums, I guess, maybe on more than one label, there was Quadradisc, and I know it was like Warner Brothers and Elektra a little bit. Maybe it's all part of that. I experimented with quad releases. A lot of them in recent years have popped up in some sort of format on disc, be it DVD or Blu-ray. And I'm glad for that. And it's always good to review those tapes. And if you can use the technology of the day and upgrade them, fantastic. So anyway, I started reading up on different sites. There's Quadraphonic Quad and Life and Surround and other great sites where they both the written word, on the web, or live discussions, or somebody doing much what I'm doing here. Anyway, little by little, I started to acquire discs, and like I said at the intro, it's not a random selection, but it's a selection of ones that kind of jumped out at me, no pun intended. They grabbed me from the get-go. I have others that are unopened and unlistened to, and I have some that I listened to when I did like a marathon listening session, and maybe I didn't give them the full attention they deserve, much like it is for everyone who does any kind of like marathon listening session. You might be worn out at a certain point and just go, okay, I'm not like getting all the subtleties, I suppose, the way it was intended. But okay, so back to our list in no particular order. This is just an introductory one, but I will say that all of these are recommended by yours truly. We have Gentle Giant Octopus. Some of you know it with this cover, and some of you know it with the this cover. But I believe this is a Steven Wilson special. His name will pop up a lot if you are into rock and things like that. He is one of the genius mixers and revisitors of music. So, okay, I think this one might have been done by Jerry Harrison. Talking Heads, Remaining Light. No, I do not have the brick that has all the albums done in dual disc surround, mixes. I don't have it. I passed on it at the time. Too pricey for me. Didn't have the money. Now, when I can, and it's affordable, I get the select titles that I'd like. This is a DVD audio disc, and this is Beck Sea Change. I never had the album in its regular format to compare it to, or to even get into the songs on a first-time basis. So I plunged into this. This was a little more expensive because I think it's a little harder to track down, but this sounds amazing on my meager surround sound setup. Okay, moving right along, we have XTC Black Sea. Very lively mix. Again, I believe it is Steven Wilson. His name pops up very, very frequently in this field. And I gotta say, standout tracks for me, Travels in Nihilon. Wow. Always liked it anyway. Amazing in surround. Okay, The Grid and Fripp, Leviathan. I think I may have mentioned this in another video. And The Grid, for those who don't know, is Dave Ball, also of Soft Cell, and Richard Norris. And this has Robert Fripp, of course, and it was mixed by The Vicar, aka David Singleton. Really nice, very subtle. You know, there's terminology in the surround sound discussions, and one of the words that keeps popping up as you read is, they'll say it's a discrete mix. Now, to my knowledge and understanding, that means subtlety, right? I'm somewhere in the middle between so subtle you don't notice it and a little gimmicky, on the gimmicky side. There can be gimmicky that's annoying, and there can be a gimmicky thing done in a mix that's enjoyable, heightens the listening experience. So I'm somewhere in the middle of that, between discrete and gimmicky. And another term that comes up is immersive, so who knows, right? All right, this is a dual disc, and this is Pere Ubu, their debut album, The Modern Dance. I love the surround mix on this. Very lively, very creative. Please do more. Pere Ubu in surround sound. Certainly warrants it. Okay, and if you know XTC, you might also know they have their psychedelic alter ego, the Dukes of Stratosphere. This came out a little while ago. This is like a real bargain of audio delights. This I gotta give a little closer listen to. This is called Surroundabout, and this contains the Sonic Sunspot, 25 o'clock, and other items. Well worth seeking out. You know, take a chance on it before it vanishes. Okay, Flaming Lips. Not a huge Flaming Lips fan. Nothing against them. I just never totally got into their world. But this is Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots in 5.1. I like this. I would put this on the in the subtle category. Not so subtle you don't notice that it has surround elements, but it's not overpowering and all that. And this costs quite a few dollars. This is the Roxy Music Avalon 5.1, and this was mixed by Bob Clear Mountain, I believe. And, you know, this gets on surround sound poles, etc. This is one of the, like, the holy grail ones. Gets a big rave. I think they really should reissue it in 5.1 in Atmos, because I hear there's a new... And also, on a related note, the best of Roxy Music, I hear there's a 5.1 and or Atmos mix with band input as to the mixing choices, and I'd love to hear that. I know it's some of these things now that are coming out, they'll put out the box set and they'll leave out the DVD or Blu-ray. They won't have it, and you know, you'll have to stream to get the 5.1 or Atmos mix, which that's a little unfortunate for those of us that love this stuff as a physical media product. You know, hey, slap the label limited edition on it. I'm going to do a video about titles I'd like to see on surround, in surround format. And, you know, that'll be coming up one of these days. So the famous Mr. David Singleton, who works with Robert Fripp, is also known as the Vicar. And this is The Vickers Songbook #1. We can only hope there will be a Vickers Songbook #2 in the pipeline, because this is amazing. Very, very creative use of multi-channel music. Very creative, a lot of fun. All right, so the last two that I'm going to show for now, these require further investigation for me to enjoy their particular multi-channel sonic delights. Always love the album anyway, Bebop Deluxe. Of course, Bill Nelson. We know and love him. And he's great. And this is the last Bebop Deluxe album, Drastic Plastic, before he moved on to Red Noise and solo material. I'll have to listen to this again, the 5.1 thing. I'm glad the box set exists. I hope he puts out the Love That Whirls in a surround format. I don't know if that's going to happen, though. I don't think so. And then finally, for this episode, Ultravox Vienna box set with a really nice, creative 5.1 mix. Really kind of gets your attention, makes the listening experience enhanced, more exciting, beautiful. You know, that you're not just getting the separation of the instruments around the room, but it's like painting with sound, like little color palette mixing and stuff. And that's all you can hope for, really. And that would be it for this episode. So see you later. Bye.